Something happened 2,000 years ago. A mystery. A woman so close to the divine that her end of life was surrounded by signs. We don't talk about them. Yet they ripple through history, tradition, and supernatural wonder. Today on Faith Flame TV we uncover the untold secret of the supernatural signs surrounding Mary, mother of Jesus' death and her assumption into heaven. What really happened when the course of her earthly life was completed? What signs broke into our dimension, hinting at the divine? Stay with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our deep dives into the miraculous and unexplained. Let's begin. Let's begin by grounding ourselves. Mary, the mother of Jesus, occupies a unique place in Christian tradition. She is celebrated under many titles: Theotokos, God-bearer, ever-virgin, and ultimately, one who was taken into heavenly glory. In the West we speak of her Assumption. In the East, the Dormition. On November 1, 1950, Pope Pius XII declared in the Apostolic Constitution Munificentissimus Deus that the Immaculate Mother of God, having completed the course of her earthly life, was assumed body and soul into heavenly glory. Notice the phrasing, having completed the course of her earthly life. It doesn't explicitly say, she died. This small ambiguity opens a door to the supernatural signs we'll explore. So, what are the signs that hover around this mystery? What whispers of the supernatural danced at the edge of this event? This ambiguity is our first clue. Some traditions hold that Mary died a natural death, others hold that she was assumed into heaven without dying. The truth is, even the Church allows both positions. One early writer, Saint Epiphanius 4th century, said, "Whether she died or was buried we know not." Later documents include apocryphal Transitus narratives, stories of how Mary's tomb was found empty, and angels bore her soul to heaven. These narratives carry signs: empty tombs, luminous phenomena, apparitions. Think of it, a body that disappears. Angels present. A fragrance in the air. The tomb devoid of decay. These are motifs of the supernatural. Here's a moment for the audience. Imagine standing at a tomb, expecting death's decay, and instead you find nothing but light. These motifs invite us to ask, were these mere devotional art stories, or did they reflect real supernatural signs pointing to an event beyond our normal human experience? Let's pick 3 specific supernatural signs woven into Mary's death/Assumption narrative. First sign, the empty tomb. In the Dormition tradition, Eastern Christianity, the apostles are miraculously gathered, and when they arrive at Mary's tomb they find it empty, with sweet fragrance in the air. Empty tombs are powerful in Christian imagery. They signal resurrection, transformation, transcendence. Second sign, light and angels. Several accounts describe luminous clouds, angels transporting her body or soul to heaven. These supernatural lights are not metaphors. They're meant to signal divine intervention. For example, the liturgy of the Assumption uses imagery. In your Dormition you did not leave the world, O Mother of God, but were joined to the source of life. In the modern theological reflections, the Assumption indicates that Mary's body did not undergo corruption. Third sign, universality of devotion and consistent tradition. While these signs are not documented in canonical scripture, they persist across centuries of liturgy, hymnody, and tradition. The faithful venerate Mary's Assumption, build shrines, celebrate August 15th. Such consistency itself is a kind of sign. When ordinary human events are exaggerated, they fade. When they are rooted in something deeper, they persist. Pause here. These signs point beyond Mary alone. They point to what may happen to every believer: a body and soul glory, a transformation of death. What does all this mean? Why these signs? Why Mary? First, the supernatural dimension of redemption. The doctrine of the Immaculate Conception teaches that Mary was preserved from original sin. Her Assumption, body and soul, points to the completion of the redemptive project. Not only did Christ defeat sin and death, but Mary's Assumption signals that the material body is included in salvation. Second, Mary as precedent and hope. Her Assumption becomes a signpost for all humanity. The liturgy says, "Taken up into heaven, Mary shows us the way." She opens this way especially to the little ones and to the poor. Third, the hidden becomes visible. The supernatural signs are like windows into a dimension beyond our senses. They invite us to believe that death is not the end, that our bodies and souls may participate in divine glory. If this is true for Mary, what does it mean for you? For me? For every believer? Then transition. But there's a subtle secret in all this. Here it is. The untold secret is that the supernatural signs surrounding Mary's death/assumption are not mere add-ons. They are essential pointers to our destiny. Many talk of Mary's assumption as a nice doctrine. But the signs tell us something radical. The material universe matters, the body matters, death is not powerless. The empty tomb, the angels, the luminous cloud, they whisper that God intends our human destiny to be more than what we imagine. Second part of the secret. These signs were meant to shock the status quo. They challenged the church of the time. Yes, it's possible for a human body to be taken up. Thus the signs are countercultural. They break our patterns of limitation. Third, the secret of participation. Mary did not act alone. She was assumed, body and soul, as a human creature in communion with Christ. We too are invited into that communion. The signs around her death/assumption are invitations, not just historic oddities. In short, the supernatural signs around Mary's end are for us. Of course, this raises questions. Some ask, where is Scripture proof? True, the canonical Gospels don't describe the assumption or signs. That's part of the mystery. Tradition carries it. Others ask, did Mary really die? The ambiguity persists, but the mystery remains intact. And skeptics might say, these signs are legend. Perhaps. But what if legend preserves an encoded truth? The power lies less in proof than in revelation, the sign pointing beyond. The challenge to you, the viewer, are you open to seeing the supernatural in the ordinary? Are you willing to let your worldview be expanded? Mary's end of life, whether by death or immediate assumption, was not silent. It rang with signs. Empty tomb, angels, light, body and soul glorification. These signs whisper, your body counts. Death is not the end. Glory awaits. If you've found this video insightful, share it with a friend who is curious about the miraculous. We've unlocked just one door tonight. On this channel, we journey into the hidden and invite you in. Don't forget to subscribe, comment what sign struck you, below, and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep your eyes open to the signs around you. They may be the gateway to the divine.